Hi, welcome to First Year Microeconomics. In the final presentation in this set, we summarise our reasons why people trade. So, now we have seen 3 reasons why people engage in voluntary, mutually beneficial trade. The first reason was different endowments. Individuals have access to different starting bundles of goods and services. However, what they have and what they would like to consume need not be the same. By trading, individuals can obtain bundles that they prefer. In our example, Lily, who started with just lemons, and Axel, who started with just apples, could trade. Both preferred to have some apples and some lemons, and trade meant that they could both be better off. The second and third reasons for trade involve specialisation and the division of labour. Our second reason involved the fixed cost of tasks. By specialisation and trade, we can reduce the costs of learning individual tasks and buying the equipment for those tasks. Even if people are identical in terms of their skills and ability, this saving of fixed costs can create benefits from trade. In our example, Sunita and Ito were equally good at sewing clothes and making furniture. In the language of economics, neither Sunita nor Ito had a comparative advantage in sewing clothes or in making furniture. But they could still gain by specialisation and trade because this saved them each equipment costs and the learning costs of one of the 2 tasks. The third reason why people can gain from specialisation and trade is comparative advantage. Even if there is no saving in terms of fixed costs, individuals can still benefit from specialisation and trade if they have different abilities. If individuals specialise according to their comparative advantage, in other words, they specialise in the activity where they have the lower opportunity cost, then total output can increase. Individuals can then share this output through trade, so they're all better off. There were 2 extra lessons from our study of comparative advantage. First, gains from trade depend on relative ability, not absolute ability. So individuals and countries can gain from trade even if one has an absolute advantage in everything. The gains from trade depend on relative ability, and no individual or country can be relatively better at everything by definition. In that sense, gains from trade are incredibly common. The second lesson was that specialisation doesn't need central planning or a dictator to tell us what to do. In fact, that would be a disaster because a central planner would never have enough information to know each of our opportunity costs to be able to tell us what to specialise in. However, we don't need a central planner as long as we have prices. Given the appropriate prices, individuals can simply act to maximise their own income and then use that income to trade in the marketplace to buy their preferred bundle of goods and services. Nothing else is needed. The price system can coordinate all the specialisation and trade in the economy. However, not all prices work. To coordinate the economy, we need the correct prices. In the remainder of this course, we will see how markets create the right price signals for individuals and why things might sometimes go wrong.